Inkproducts.com has now released its new Executive Series 3 continuous ink system for the Epson XP950 and the XP850. Inkproducts.com has now released the Executive Series 3 for the Epson XP950 and 850 printers. This technology is also used in our XP 610, 810, 600, and 800 CIS. You get our exclusive double loop hose bracket that helps distribute ink to the printhead a lot better. It replaces the old style backflow dampers, which, by the way, on the newer printers cause problems. They don't really solve any problems. We've redesigned a CIS cartridge. These CIS cartridges are the newest type of cartridge. Also, we no longer use ARC chips. That's old technology. They fail and they overheat. Our new COC chip technology is about the best available today. No batteries are used. Very simple. In the back, where the chip is installed, we have what we call an air vent. So as you're printing along, it keeps that chip a lot cooler. Also, we added ink sensor shield to the bottom of the cartridge. I'll explain that, show you what I'm talking about that. Because Epson has a sensor in the printer that shines a beam of light up through the cartridge. And if it detects a low cartridge, or even if it doesn't, it'll shut down that chip or cartridge. So this shield will protect against that. It was designed along with the COC chip. On the bottom of the cartridge, we add an ordinary piece of tape to the orange clips. So when you go to take them off, it's easy now. They all come off in a group. When you put them in the printer, they stay together. Pull them off, then you can put them right in. In the video I showed doing that. Also, we now have a new high-tech fiber that we use in the cartridges. Also, this aids in distributing ink to the printhead. The older cartridges used sponge-type material. The high-tech fiber works a lot better. Got an ink shut-off. What you do is you turn off the ink here, so when you're taking cartridges in and out, ink doesn't leak all over. So this is our latest design, and we're using the latest CIS cartridges. A lot of companies use refillable cartridges for the CIS. We do not. That sensor is right here. That will shine a light, a beam of light, up through the bottom of the cartridge. When it does that, if it detects a clone chip or a cartridge that's very low or almost out of ink, it'll shut down the chip and it can't be used again. But we've added a sensor shield to the bottom. Also, these are newly designed CIS cartridges, not the same as refillables. A lot of companies use a refillable cartridge that look like this. Completely different. They look the same, but they are different. Now you'll get the air vent COC Smart Chip. Okay, now let's go to the menu. Gonna go to Setup, Ink Levels, Change Cartridges, lift the lid. Now the cartridges are gonna move over. I missed one step. Touch the go, then it tells you to put your hands on the side, open the lid. When the cartridges come over, I'm going to unplug the printer so we can do hose travel and set it all up. Okay, reach behind the printer and you want to unplug it. That's so if you're in the middle of installing it, it doesn't move on you. Okay, now you can take the cartridges out, save them, Should never use up the cartridges, because you might need them for testing later on. Okay, now I'm ready to install our Executive Series 3 CIS. Now I'd recommend you have a pair of rubber gloves and some paper towels, because you never know, you're going to get ink on your fingers, and it's a lot better to put a set of rubber gloves on. And here's all the parts and pieces that you're going to get. Okay, you want to take off we wrap the system, you want to take off the cellophane that holds it all together. But on the bottom there's a piece of tape. Don't take that off. Just going to take this off here. And then after you take that off, I want you to rock the bottles. That's going to get all the ink out of the isobaric chamber. Make sure you didn't open up the little plugs when you did that. Then you're going to have an ink shutoff. You're going to slide it all the way forward, locking off the ink. This way, when you take the orange clips off, ink's not going to go all over. So I rock the bottles, close off the ink shutoff, and now I'll take off the cellophane that holds the cartridges together, but not the black tape on the bottom, on the orange clips. I'll show you why. Now, I laid the cartridge upside down, the orange clips facing. You're going to save these orange clips because you're going to need them later on should you have to do any purging or if you want to remove the CIS cartridges. So I'm going to unclip the front of the cartridges. I'm unclipped. Then I can take it all off in one set, one time. It's a lot easier to do it that way. Now, as I pick up the cartridges, I can turn them over and put them in. Now, if there's a little bit of ink right here, you can take a little paper towel and blot it off. Flip it over, set it down in. Now take your time, because they're going to snap in. Now you're going to see this little opening here? That's the air vent chamber. That allows for the chips to stay cooler, and they run and last a lot longer. Then click it in. You will not find these on refillable cartridges, no need for it. But for CIS cartridge, they should be put on. That's why we added them to our CIS cartridges. Okay, then in that little kit, we're going to give you the main hose bracket. Going to go right here. And you're just going to set it down in there like that. Then we're going to push the hose all the way over, as far as it'll go. Make sure you don't twist it. And as you get it all the way over, you can put it through the hose bracket like that. Okay, got the cartridge assembly all the way over. I've got it through the main hose bracket. Now I can release the ink shutoff. Now it'll allow ink to flow in. If you forget to do that, you won't get anything to print. You could even starve the print head. Okay, now we'll go put in the next hose bracket. Okay, now I'm installing the outside hose bracket. And the hose runs perfectly straight to the cartridges. Now the next step I want to do, very important step, is open up the little air plugs in the back. You already balanced the isobaric chamber. Now you want to open these up before you turn the printer on. Now you're going to get an error code when you first turn it on. Okay, that's good. Now we can close that up. Okay, now let's close the lid and then we'll turn the printer on. Now it's not going to go down all the way. You need that much stay open for the hose travel. If you try to close it all the way, it'll jam up the hose. Let's go to setup. Says cannot recognize the following cartridges. Well, that's because they're not Epson. So say proceed. Okay, open up. Now that's why I said you're going to get this error code. So take this out, the center hose bracket out. Cartridges are going to move over, and you'll be able to put it back in. I'm going to pop the cartridges up. and reseat them. Okay? Then you can reseat them. Okay. Now I'll put the main hose bracket back in. Let it come over. And now we'll recognize the cartridges. Proceed. It says I have not installed the genuine Epson. I know that. Proceed. Arrow down. Yes. And now it's all set. I'm done. That's how simple it was to put it on. I'll go to Setup. Ink levels. Now I've used this system, so ink levels should be down. Oh, I missed it. Let me go back up. Ink levels. Okay, now I have this CIS previously installed, so it's showing my ink levels. My black is down halfway, my cyan's down, and my light cyan's down just a little bit. I'm going to go OK. Maintenance. Nozzle check. I take these out of the way. I leave them just like that. They're easy to put on and take off that way. You don't have to have a whole bunch of cartridges flipping all around. Okay, now I'll print out a nozzle check. Like I said, sometimes you might want to run 1 or 2 print head cleanings, but never more than 3 at once. Okay, now I've done a couple cleanings and I've run some copies. Now it says my cyan cannot be recognized. What I'm going to do is remove. This is how you reset the ink level. Take out the center hose bracket and let it move over. Okay, after you lift the top, then what you do, go in, unsnap just the cyan, lift it up a little bit, reseat it, and then put the hose bracket back in. It says we have not installed a genuine Epson cartridge, so I just say, okay, yes. This is how you're going to reset the ink level back to full. Now that ink level is going to go back up. I left the top open so you can see come back and forth. That should be a nozzle check. And the nozzles look very good. That's how simple it was to reset the ink level, install the continuous ink system. Now let's go back to the ink levels, and cyan will be back full again. There it is. Right back up all the way. That's how simple it is.